So it is, I think it's Friday. Is it Friday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday? Oh, I don't know what day it is. Anyway, it's one of the days of the week. So I created a video earlier along the lines of this one, but I've got rid of it because it wasn't really saying what I wanted to say. So this is, if you like, take two. I just want to start by saying that a huge number of my friends and people who I don't know but I follow on WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, on YouTube, are hugely creative, very good creators, and in some cases have become famous. They are writers, musicians, painters, potters, sculptors, you name it. And I just think it's wonderful that we have this deep pool of creativity in our very fractured and painful world. I think it's one of the better things about the world we live in, that despite all the nastiness, there is this wellspring of both creativity and caring about other human beings. And I think they can become, if you like, twins, that being a creative individual does not mean that you are in competition with everybody else who creates the same sort of stuff as you. I think you can, au contraire, support one another and be very pleased with other people's creative success. So I'll lay out my cards on the table. I have never been able to get published traditionally. Partly, I think this is because I didn't start until I'd finished my 30-year career as a teacher. And although I'd won 2 prizes for my writing prior to that, I think the reality is that what I write, it doesn't fit a particular identikit. And I think more and more these days, you have to fit yourself into a little box if you are to be sort of taken up by the traditional publishers. So in the end, I decided to learn how to self-publish. And this has been sometimes frustrating, but ultimately a really joyful experience, because it means that I now have, and I know I've shown these before, one can never show one's books too often, 11 published volumes, all of which I'm really proud of, all of which have done well. So the question I'm always asked, although it is put in various different ways, is how many books have you published? That's the first one. And how much money have you made? So I will start with the first. I have altogether, when I looked on Kindle Direct Publishing the other day, I had sold just under 1,400 books, which really, when you think about it, is pretty good going for someone who is unknown, completely non-famous, has never been seen on the television, or apart from that one time when I went in for the Witches of Wookie Hole contest and was filmed for that. But yeah, I'm not famous, I'm not known. And so I think to have got that number of books published, A, is really good. B, I think it does say something about my writing, you know. But C, it proves the point that you do not have to be published by a known firm to sell your books. Now, I was really lucky because I was a teacher for so long, and I have stayed in touch with quite a few of my ex-pupils, most of whom were absolutely lovely. And when I came to doing the self-publishing bit, a lot of them, bless them, were really supportive and came to my my book launches. They bought my books. Some of them have reviewed the books. And yeah, one of them, bless her, this is during the days when I was still on Facebook. She basically alerted all the ex-pupils that she knew, many of whom I knew as well. And for one day, my statistics on a particular piece of writing about the book that I just had published went up to 4,000 looks, or whatever you call it. So, lots of people have been really supportive, and I'm really grateful for that, because it's something I try and do myself. I do try and support other writers and other musicians and other creative people. So, first one to be published, and I'm really proud of that. It's very true to life, although exaggerated. It gives you a humorous look behind the scenes of secondary school teaching, about which I know a lot. I'm not going to go through all of them, because I've done this before many, many times, and I don't want to bore you all completely. But the ones that I would like to mention are the prize-winning ones, obviously. So this one, I won a prize for the first 2 chapters when I was in my early 20s. This one, which has had, I think it's 12 5-star reviews, I won a first prize when I was in my slightly older 20s. I think I was 26. God, that seems so young. This one, yeah, I don't need to say any more about that one. I know I've mentioned all of these before, so I won't go through all of them again. But let me tell you, having got to my age, and I've never made any secret of the fact that I'm well into my 60s, standing up, being photographed, holding one's books that at one point one thought one was never going to get published, that has been such a privilege, a joy, an emotional experience. When I first held these babies in my hand, I actually cried, because it just seemed to me that I had achieved something I never thought I'd achieve. And that was so exciting. It really was. It was like the 6-year-old me winning a prize for writing a little short story and being given a box of chocolates. And I think I actually did cry on that occasion, because I didn't expect to win. So my message is very simple. Age should not constrain you. Looks should not constrain you. Being famous should not constrain you, or lack thereof. If you've got that passion, that fire in your belly, in your soul, in your bosom, in your heart, then let the flames go out into the big wide world. Keep it alight. We're only on this planet for a short space of time. And if we've got that creative fire, it's so sad if we dampen down the flames and reduce it to ashes through a series of, I can't do this, or no publisher will take me on, or I'm never going to be famous, or I can't afford to get books done, or any of that stuff. And I mean, I'm saying this because I know what it's like. I got to the stage where I was despairing, and I just was saying, I'm never going to do this. No publisher is prepared to take me on. I tried about 3. Nobody loves me. I shall go and eat worms. I'm never going to get those books out there. I'm too old. I'm retired. I'm not perfect. I'm not beautiful. I'm not young. I don't have a youthful face. I don't wear fashionable clothes and makeup. The excuses. I mean, I made so many excuses as to why I couldn't. And in the end, I just thought, Ali, do it. Just get out there and do it. And if people don't read them, they don't read them. But at least you can say, I've done it. I'm a published writer. And yeah, nearly 1,400 sales online, and probably more like 2,000 sales offline later. And it must be getting on for 50 reviews, most of them 5 stars. That to me is modest success. And I'm not kidding myself. It's not fame, it's not fortune, it's not top billing, it's not, thousands of books flying off the shelves every day, but it is modest success. And I am really proud of myself for doing that. And if I can do it at the age of 67, then you can jolly well do it too. I'm telling you, if you haven't already, get on and do it. Okay? And so speaks Miss Browning or Mrs. Taylor or whatever I am. Bye! How do I turn this thing off? Oh yes, end stream. I would be dangerous if I had a brain.